Hello YouTube friends and fellows, and you may be asking yourself, what have I got in the guitar case? Well, I can show you. This is an Ibanez ART in white. Now today's project is to replace the humbuckers that are in this guitar with some new pickups. Now you may remember my previous controversial opinion on active pickups. I'm not a big fan of them. And this Ibanez has two Ibanez designed active pickups, LZs. And they're good, they're okay, but I find it very limiting on the sounds that I can get from them. So I decided to go and purchase some new pickups. And there's a little box here. I have for the neck a Dream 90 humbucker size P90 there, if that will sit. And for the bridge, I have a Wizard Diablo. There. So this video will be documenting how to remove active pickups and their associated circuitry and replace them with passive pickups, in case anyone shares my opinion that active pickups aren't quite as good as passive ones. So the first thing I've done is taken the back plate off the control cavity, and I've removed the knobs and unfastened each of the potentiometers so I can get to them and remove them. Now, active pickups usually use much smaller resistance potentiometers than what passives would. So it's very important that we swap these out with the correct value replacement. I've gone ahead and purchased some CTS 500k potentiometers, and these are the typical value for passive humbuckers. What you'll notice especially is the size difference between these two. The ones that they've got here are very small, and these ones are very big. They're just physically sized, and that's actually important. It's not just a cosmetic thing. The bigger the potentiometer, usually the better quality it is, and CTS pots are generally considered to be one of the best quality you can get. Gibson use these things on their guitars, so you can expect quality when you buy these. I'm going to use a plectrum for this next bit. For these little panels, sometimes you need to get in and under, and a plectrum will do the job. This is the control panel for the battery housing. Active pickups need batteries to function, and the Ibanez ones decided to use two AA batteries as their power source. So you'll see that there. So that's another thing that must be removed. Obviously I've already taken the batteries out. Now, it's personal opinion whether you want to remove the battery casing or not, but there's going to be power wires coming through from that to here, so it's worthwhile opening that up and see if you can drag them through and hide them in that little panel there. The wiring loom looks really quite complicated in here, but most of it just seems to be power cables running to the pickups from the batteries. So what first thing we'll do is we'll heat up the soldering iron and get everything detached, and then we'll start wiring new things back up. It's worthwhile as you start this to take a mental note or even write down the diagram of where all the wires go, so that when you're putting it back together you know where they've come from. In this case I'm going to be pretty much redoing the entire loom, so it's not quite as important. I'll just do it again from scratch. But you know, it's important to identify what things are and where they've come from. For example, these two black wires at my finger here, they're coming from the pickups. So those will be going, and anything that's connecting from there to the pots will be going. The switch down here, I might keep some of that wiring, mainly because it's all wired up to the switch, needs to put it back onto the new potentiometers. But anything again coming from here, that's the power that'll need drawn out. And the other thing I might need to do is add a new ground wire. Active pickups don't need a ground wire at the bridge, passive pickups do. So first things first, I'll start with the wires coming from the pickups and desolder them. That's one potentiometer completely detached. I've taken note of what wires came off it and where from, so we can dispose of this one. So two wires coming from the pickups here. They connect together at the white, and then the red connects here, where that then goes off to the power supply. So if I need to get these out, I need to undo all these solder joints. Come on, snip, snip, snip. There we go. And that's free. Just to make sure that we're disconnected. snip, and that's our two pickups free from each other, and we'll be able to pull them through. Now these pickups, let's just pull right through and out. There we go, there's one. There we go. So there we go, there's the active pickups in all their glory. So we'll get these off their mounting rings, get the new pickups onto them, feed the wires through, and wire up the new one. While you're doing this bit, pay careful attention to the shape of the mounting rings. You'll notice the bridge one is thicker than the neck one, and they also run at an angle. So work out which way is top, which way is bottom, take a note of it so you can mount the pickups, the new pickups, the same way as the old ones were mounted. Both of the passive pickups are now in their mounts, and we can put them back into the guitar. Just bring it over to the neck first, because it's got a longer cable run to do. Just making sure that all the cables at the end are nice and neat, so they'll pass through these holes without getting snagged. And put it through there. Feed it into the next pickup hole, and that's a great opportunity to get that in there. And then feed this last one through there, and just catch it coming out the other side. There. And likewise with the bridge one. Put that back there. Looking better already.